In this video, we're going to look around the run screen of the spinner type spreader interface. If your machine is equipped with a foot master or an external master switch, you can use that to turn it on and off. Otherwise, you'll have a soft key up the top right-hand corner. Once you turn that on, you'll have your applied rate, your current rate, up in the top left corner versus your target rate right next to it. If we flick between rate 1 and 2, you'll see the target rate change, and the applied rate will catch up not far behind it. Next over, we have our virtual tank level monitor. We have a readout in weight, or we can change that in the setup to an actual volume as well. Down the left-hand side, we'll have our on-off status, which will change depending on whether the machine's turned on and off. If we're using Task Controller with it, you'll see a little blue and red icon showing section control status, as well as a little notebook showing Task Controller status if you're applying prescriptions and so forth. Over here, of course, we have our target rate 1 or 2 indicator, just to let you know what's happening. Down the bottom of the screen, we have our control speed, we have our spinner speed, and then our belt speed. In the center of the screen, we have a good indication here that our spinners are actually rotating, and with the little blue dots, that our belt is moving as well. When the machine's turned off, you'll see the dots stop. On the hopper itself, we have our gate height indicator. So if we go and adjust that gate height in the settings 2 of 2 screen, we'll just change that to say 55 millimeters. Return to the run screen, and now you'll see 55 just to let the operator know what they've currently got their gate height set at. As I've changed that, you may have noticed the belt has changed speed to accommodate for that different opening. Over in the soft keys area, the information tab on this one, we can actually record and start and stop tasks, different tasks with the ECU as well. So for a lot of people, if they're using Task Controller through their screen, that may not be a big thing, but if you're not using Task Controller, you can actually record individual tasks within the VT screen itself. In addition to that, we still have all our totals, counters, and clearing buttons there as well. Further down, we have a road mode switch. If you're going down the road and don't want to worry about accidentally hitting your master switch or something, you've got a road mode switch. Over here, we have a jump start speed if it's been configured in the speed setup. So if we're sitting still, or in the configuration screens, if we're sitting still with 0 ground speed and we want to drive off and have product applying as we drive off, we tap our jump start, we turn it on first, tap our jump start, and it'll simulate 8 kilometers an hour for 5 or 10 seconds, whatever you've set it for, and then you drive off and your control speed will take over. In this case, it's just going to time out based on what we set it to. So I'll just turn him back on again there. So further down here, if we know our hopper level needs topping up, we can go to our hopper setup here, tap max, and it throws it up to the normal level. So when we return to the run screen, we'll see our hopper level bar back up to normal. If we wanted to change the product that's in our hopper, we can set it to minimum. We can go in here and select a different product. In this case, I'm going to select DAP, and then I can fill the hopper up to maximum content, and it'll adjust at a different weight because DAP's got a different density than what urea had. And then I can go back out to the run screen. While we're in here, there is another feature. If we enabled hopper covers, we can have 2 buttons here that will output a voltage when we press open and close out of a couple of spare outputs on the ECU to move electric actuators for the bin lids. So further down, we have the ability to switch between auto product control, auto rate control, and manual rate control, and of course rate 1 and 2, as I mentioned before. Now, if we were going to adjust our rate, we have a target rate of 135 kilograms. We can bump it up 10 kilograms at a time. which is our delta step that we set up in the product setup before. If we get too far away and we forget what our target rate was, we can hit the 100% and it'll drop it straight back to our predetermined target rate. Further down here, we have an oiler button. If we set up the oiler in the configuration menus, when we press that, it'll output a 12-volt signal on one of the output pins of the ECU for 5 or 10 or whatever number of seconds we configured it for. That can be used for an oiler or a greaser or whatever you want.